Okay, nerds, welcome to another vintage video. Today we're playing some survival of the fittest in a Bazaar of Baghdad strategy, shock horror. What we've got is a new card from Aetherdrift, this Marauding Mako, or Mako, I'm not too sure, but it's a 1-drop for a red. It's got cycling, so it's like Hollow One. And whenever you discard a card, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Well, that's not the actual text, but that's essentially how it works. So when you activate Bazaar, you get 3 +1/+1 counters, making it an actual factual Hollow One for 1 mana, for 1 red mana. We're going to put this in a survival list, so that we can go and tutor things. Survival will also trigger the Mako. Silver bullets for survival include Endurance, Outland Liberator, Double Collect Roof, Double Fury. But the main thing that survival can do is when you've got a Gaia's Cradle going and a couple of nerds in play, you can chain things like Vengevine, 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 Hollow One, something like that. You know, go get a Lizard on the way through. Lizard comes into play, you get a Vengevine, you discard the Vengevine, final ones that gets a Hollow One, and your opponent is likely dead. Couple of strips and wastes, 4 Bazaars, some fast mana over here in the form of 2 other Spirit Guides, which we can get off survival for a little bit of a push and a bump, and then Ruby Emerald Lotus to pump lizards, and cast the Mako. And then we're just going to attack people, and we're going to see how that goes. Post board, we've got 2 Besieges, 2 Vigors, 2 Claims, 2 Oofs, so your artifacts and enchantments don't work or they're dead. 2 Cages, because we can never beat Oath of Druids, and we're probably a dog against Dredge. 2 Endurance, because we can never beat Doomsday, and we're probably a dog against Dredge. And then 3 Mind Break Traps for Doomsday and Jewel. So that's the deck. One card I missed when building is the Detective's Phoenix, and I think you could play that over a Squeeze. I don't think we need 2 Squeeze. But yeah, that's the list. We're going to run it through a league and see how we get on. It looks like a lot of fun. It's currently a big mess. And that's the list. See you for round 1 in just a mo. This hand does less than nothing, so I'm going to take a mulligan. And we're looking for mana with survival or Bazaar of Baghdad. Sure. So we'll keep this. We will bottom Squee, because we want to have green card Endurance in case we don't draw a Lizard or a Hollow One. And I want the Mountain. Does that make sense? Yeah, I'm happy with that. So let's play a Bazaar and activate it. And we find another Spirit Guide. So, well, actually I'm just discarding all mountains, aren't I? So that was really bad. Oh no, I'm discarding a Vengevine, Spirit Guide, and a Cradle. And then we can cast a Hollow One. Hope it gets through. And then I'm just going to Endurance and just get this Vengevine going. And if they're on Dredge, then I'll cry. And if they're not on Dredge, then we'll be happy that we've got 8 power in play on turn 1. So I'm a tutor deck, so I don't play Loams. There's no problem in me reshuffling myself. I should have stacked this differently, actually. I didn't think of that at all. I should have stacked this differently so I could Endurance my Endurance back into my deck, and then it's at least there as a survival tutor if they are on Dredge. So turn 1, and we've already made between 0 and 3 punts. Well, 1 and 3 punts, but and if they're on Doomsday, it's even worse for us that my Endurance is gone. Yeah, it looks like it. Underground Sea Ponder is not someone who's not here to Doomsday. So they need to kill us on turn 2, because otherwise they'll be dead. And they shuffled their library with Ponder, which is usually a good sign for the home team. So we draw for the turn and we get a Lizard. Let's flip cards. None of these matter. I'm going to cast the lizard. I'm going to attack for 8, and we'll put our opponent down to 7. And now we play Wooded Foothills, and our opponent's dead next turn, even if they kill one of our creatures. So blockers don't help them. It has to be Ritual Doomsday, Gush, or Ancestral, or Street Wraith into it, sort of thing. And they're dead. Cool. So Aetherdrift impact right off the bat. That's good to see. I'll bring the other 2 endurances. And I'll bring in the Collector Roofs or the Mindbreak Traps. I'm never impressed with Mindbreak Trap these days. So Outland Liberator we don't need. They might leyline us, but we have got 4 Vengevines, end of list of things that we care about. Underground Sea Gamers don't usually care about Fury. Marauding Mako is going to be unavailable for sideboarding throughout the day. I think we can drop a Squee. And then, do I want these Mindbreak Traps? I guess I could cut 2 red lizards for 2 traps. The sideboard mapping wasn't really like a long thought out thing. It was just these are some magic cards, and I added 2 of them. So here we've got turn 1 double Vengevine with Mindbreak Trap behind. I think that should be good. Well, it depends if opponent's mulligan to 4, so they're just going to go and get a leyline and dick on our hand, actually. This is always the way. You play a deck that doesn't care about the graveyard that much, and then they mulligan to 3 when you've got your graveyard focused hand. But it's fine. And I took out all my disenchants, so that's just in play. But that's just like my sort of, I don't know, confidence that I can play around such things. So I'm going to activate Bazaar. I'm going to discard Bazaar, Lizard, and one of the Vengevines, or Squee. I guess Squee can go. Yeah, Squee can go. We'll cast Basking. They've got 2 cards left. We'll cast Hollow One. We'll cast Lotus. And we'll cast Mindbreak Trap for 0. Not Mindbreak Trap, Chalice of the Void. The reason to put the Lotus into play is if they've kept a hand which is like Leyline plus Tabernacle, I can now pay and then go into my next turn with creatures in play, and we can activate the Bazaar and go and find one of our lands. They've got an Undercity Sewers, and they pitch a Thassa's Oracle into the graveyard. 2 cards in hand. And they find a Preordain. And if they don't tab us, and we do find the Cradle, then we can just cast a Vengevine and attack for 1 billion. So that's cool. So draw step, we'll get a card. We get a Tiger. So what would an activation look like here? I'd lose a Vengevine and the 2 cards I draw. So would I rather just play Tiger and attack for 9? Yes. So the Tabernacle's back online, but it's not killing my whole squad this time. It's just killing one of them. Or 2 of them, sorry. And they'll be at 10. 9 once they've fetched. And if they go for a Doomsday kill, then they'll be dead through the Mindbreak Trap on the way through, because they just don't have the resources to do anything. And if we're not dead, we can... If our creatures aren't dead, then we can activate to look for a land. They're going to Time Walk, that's cool. And looking for a land, it'll pump the lizard. Sorry, I didn't really say any more words. So, 2 mana. The Murktide Regent. Sure, I think I can go around that. I need to draw a land, don't I? Or a Marauding Mako. Let's do that. cast this guy. Activate the Bazaar. Wasteland Cradle, Mindbreak Trap. I'm going to keep the Cradle. I've got a 4/4. Oh yeah. Now we go to combat and we attack with everything. Tabernacle's covered. All my creatures are thick. Their creatures are thicker, but they're going to 2 this turn. So you need to kill me with Doomsday right now. Through a Chalice. Which is definitely doable, right? Ritual Doomsday Gush. Pretty easy kill from there. But they've got a Brainstorm. I've got no plays to make. I'm going to attack with a 7/7. We just won the match. Cool. Marauding Mako came in, made a little appearance at the end there. But, you know, let's see if we can play some more, win some more. Okay, no, it's round 2 and it's rematch time. Well, this isn't like the Nutlow hand. And we're on the draw. I've only got 1 endurance though, right? So Bazaars with Wastelands is probably where I need to be. Because I haven't got a lot pre-board. I'd just like it if my hand was more aggressive. So, okay. Oh, I'm on the play. Oh, that's better. I thought I was on the draw. Life is easy. Life is sweet. That was a proper questionable hand. And now we attack for 4. So that was really lucky. So I was up for like spinning Bazaar, picking the lizard into play, wastelanding you, spinning Bazaar, praying, that sort of stuff. But Mako or Wasteland, that's difficult. I think I've got to Wasteland though, right? Like I don't think we can give Doomsday 2 mana and that many turns. Sorry, Mako. Do I want to activate again? I want to activate my Wasteland first of all. They've got a blue, they've got a Brainstorm. Your land's dead. And now I activate, because if I can find like Chalice or something, it's great. So we'll discard Vengevine, Wasteland. Guy's Cradle. We'll attack for 6 now, and we'll attack for lethal next turn. Opponent has Misty. It's our turn. It's too easy. Play a Guy's Cradle. Activate the Bazaar. Discard Vengevine, Lizard. Land. Okay, we drew. I can't explain how well we drew this game. After keeping Lizard and 6 lands, and then they're dying on turn 3. How funny. Again, the Mako just popped by, and like I think you can see there, like the slight. I think it's cool and it's fun to try it, but I think you can see the slight reservation I have about it is a lot of the time playing that land is going to be a bit of an investment. Maybe this matchup's really poor for demonstrating that, because the matchup is more about what they're doing and how we're stopping them than it is anything else. Maybe when we get into things like a bug matchup or Lurus control Lurus control matchups, maybe that sort of thing will make it more about the Mako than anything else, sort of thing. So we're going to sideboard similarly to what we did last time. bringing in the endurances, the collector roofs, and the mindbreak traps. Dropping some other cards, not worrying too much about disenchants. Opponent has not worried about Leyline this game, so they might have a good hand. We're going to still dump a turn 1 Vengevine, and then continue working after that. Another survival, which is more what I'm here to do. I'm more interested in survivaling. Although we just drawn a Mako, actually, that's quite fun. So, turn 1 Vengevine. Because why wouldn't you? I don't know what this league has demonstrated so far, other than Vengevine being just so sick. And we've got the trap to protect ourselves here. We've got the Mako to outgrow the Murktide, if that's their game plan. But keep 7 no Leyline against an opponent who mulliganed to 4 for Leyline last time. They either decided that Leyline's not what it's about, or this hand's so fast and powerful. This is just end step Ancestral. Okay, so it's just a 1-land Ancestral hand or something like that. Interesting. Well, they've got 8 cards. They can definitely nearly kill us. I'd like to draw a Mox Ruby. I drew Mox Sapphire. They have a Ponder, so they're still setting up. So, Tabernacle. Okay, fine. So our creatures die. I don't think that's a problem. Because I think they're going to come back quite easily, as in when we want them to. Let's go Tiger. Marauding Mako. Activate Bazaar anyway, because if we hit a lizard here, then we don't. So Vengevine. Survival it's got to be, right? I get 3 counters. And now I've got Endurance plus Mindbreak Trap behind. And I can pay for the tab. So we'll pay 1. Keep that guy around. Wooded Foothills. I probably just want to put them to the test, really, don't I? Activate Bazaar. I can't really discard anything. They're dead next turn anyway, so I'm just going to discard the lands and the Mako, regretfully. We get counters. We play a Cradle out to play around Days on their turn. Now they've got to kill us this turn or our Mako to win, and they've got to kill us through Endurance Mindbreak Trap. They've got an Undercity on end step. So 3 mana makes a Doomsday. That's going to resolve. So then their second spell will be either like a Ponder to get into a Gush, or Street Wraith then into Street Wraithing into an Ancestral. And it'll be the spell after that Ancestral that the spell after Ancestral will be the card that we can fight with Mindbreak Trap sort of thing. So they're also going to have a Thassa's Oracle in play. So next turn would be a really good turn to come up with a double spell, but that's quite hard to say when you're... Oh no, because I can fight the Thoracle, can't I? So whether I want to fight the Thoracle or whether I want to protect the Endurance. I guess fighting the Thoracle is better, because if it works, then they die. If it doesn't work, then I've got the Endurance to counter it for a while. They haven't selected the Ancestral in their graveyard at the moment, which makes me think they're on Ponder into Gush. It's interesting. So it was that turn earlier as well where I could have just pitched the Endurance when I cast the Mako and brought back 2 Vengevines. But I feel like that's just too reckless. I don't know. I might be wrong. It might be exactly reckless enough. Okay, they've resolved a Doomsday. They've cycled a Street Wraith down to 1. They've cast Ancestral. That's their second spell of the turn. They've got a Black Lotus, which I think... Is that the one I fight? Yes, because then I can't get blown out by Flusterstorm at any point in this cycle. They can't Force of Will either. Because they're on 1. I can pay for days. We win the match. Cool. That was fun. The Mako was the finishing blow there as a 7-7. Good rebuild after getting tabbed. So that was fun. See you for round 3. Okie dokie, there's round 3. We're up against ASY. We're on the play. So new opponent, which is cool. Rubbish hand. So we're going to mulligan. Bazaar, Squee, Fury, Endurance. It seems good enough to keep. I guess I want to keep the second Bazaar so I can put back the Tiger. And then hope to draw into like a hollow one or something. So I'm going to discard Squee. I'm going to discard Vengevine. And then I have to discard one of Foothills, Bazaar, Fury, Endurance. I guess I just discard Endurance. Because if I draw a Cradle of Growth next turn, I have a Vengevine. If I want to punt away a Fury. They've got a Mox Ruby. A Gitaxian Probe to see what's up. They can see my Collector Roof, second Bazaar, and Fury. I'm getting Squee back next turn, so the card filtering is fine at this point. They've got a Trop, so it might be Oath. Lotus. Oath would be a beat. Brain Surge, so... What does Brain Surge mean in this day and age? So it is an Oath of Druids deck, which seems difficult to beat. How do we beat Oath of Druids? I get back Squee. Probably with something like Mako's. A bunch of Marauders. Let's activate the Bazaar and see where that takes us. Vengevine. Squee. They can all go to the bin. Play a Wasteland and Wasteland your Trop. And then pass back. So that's 3 Vengevines. That's a good portion of the way to killing in one hit. We've got a Forbidden Orchard, so I've got to come up with something right now. And hope that they are on a Pyrogoyf list, not an Atraxa list, I guess. I mean, I can kill an Atraxa next turn. If my spells resolve. Let's give it the old Spinneroonie. Or I can just put the Lizards into play right now. Or the Vengevines into play right now. I guess I can discard Collector Roof, Squee. Do I just cast the Lizard? Cast Lizard, cast Hollow 1, attack for 12. Cross our fingers and hope it's not Atraxa. Discard Bazaar. I guess so. I guess that's what we have to do. Oh, I said discard Bazaar. I didn't mean that. So I think I'm going to activate this Bazaar. They're thinking about countering my lizard. I'd love that for me. So I can activate this Bazaar, which I think I'm going to do. Because if I hit the other Vengevine, then it's just so much more damage. Really low odds, but... Let's discard this land, the Spirit Guide, and this Fury. We'll cast a Hollow One. Trigger 3 Vengevines. They activate Forbidden Orchard and cast a Brainstorm. I've got a token. Yes to Vengevines. Yes to Vengevines. Yes to Vengevines. Hollow One gets in. So then we attack for 12. Opponent falls to 6. Post-combat, let's have a little think. They get an Atraxa. They block next turn. Atraxa will stop 7 damage. So it will take 1 from this. They'll block here. And they take 1 from this Vengevine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they'd be dead. But then what if they Time Walk as well? Is it better to have the Hollow One in play? I'm convinced they can't kill all my creatures pre-board, so I'm just going to play the Hollow One and deal as much damage as I can next turn. They get an Oath Trigger. They get an Atraxa. Atraxa doesn't immediately find Time Walk, but it did find a Dig Through Time, Mox and land. I don't know if they can make blue though. Or triple blue, I mean. Nature's Claim, Force of Vigor, Beseiju. Grafdigger's Cage, sick. I played Cages. Go me. I mean, they're still going to have Show and Tells in this deck, I think. Unable to Scream. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a toy artifact creature. Okay then. So we'll pick up our Squee. I think I calculated this as a kill already, right? You block a Vengevine. I don't know. Let's find out. I think they're dead, but I might be wrong. I thought they took Exacties, or maybe slightly over. But what if they've got a kill spell? Like a Beseiju on this Hollow One would be a pain in the ass. No, but they're blocking that Hollow One, so they can't. Yeah, we did win. What's up, kitten? Okay, going into game 2, I've got 2 cages here. So, anti-oath cards. 2 cages, 2 Beseijus, 2 claims, 2 vigors. That is 8 cards against Oath of Druids. Endurance doesn't seem very good. Fury can kill Planeswalkers, but I don't think I'm actually interested. Chalice on the draw is bad. Outland Liberator is a card that's going to be good here. Maybe the Collector Roofs are nonsense then. And I need 2 cuts from here. I guess a Squee can go. I think a Squee can always be cuttable. I think 1's absolutely fine in our survival lists. I know they've done like the Lord's work so far. And I'm just going to drop a red lizard. And call it quits there, I think. Yeah. So what have we got? I mean, we've got a Vigor, which is cool. But the rest of it is nonsense. So I don't really have the mana to build into the survival. So I think this is going to be a mulligan. And we've got some cards. We have got some magic cards. So I'll keep this. Just discard Wasteland. We'll discard Spirit Guide. Maybe discard Spirit Guide. Play around Tabernacle. But Spirit Guide is much more power and toughness. Right, yeah, no. Say done. They've got 6 cards in hand. Island Sapphire. Pass. How to play. They've got turn 1 Ancestral. Fine. We draw a card. Wooded Foothills. So cast Black Lotus. Cast Survival. So I'll exile a Spirit Guide and pay for Spell Pierce. And then they'll Force of Will me pitching Lorien Revealed. Okay. Now I'll play my Bazaar of Baghdad and activate it then. And I'll just discard Survival Lizard Land. And hope that they don't have Show and Tell Atraxa in play. If they do, then congratulations, we're dead. If they don't, then we get the hope of attacking a lot. They've paused on the Hollow one again. Do they have another Force of Will? Yeah, they do. Okay, Force of Will pitching Merchant Scrolls. They've got 1 card in hand now, though. Misty. Fetches immediately. Is this Oko? No, Hedge Maze. Okay, cool. Hedge Maze keep on top. So I want to activate into a Wasteland this turn is where I want to be. Grafdigger's Cage. Okay, I'll play that one. Let's attack for 1. And again, if it's Show and Tell, then congratulations to the opponent here. We're going to get a Tiger. We're going to cast a Cage and flip a Bazaar in response, I guess. Discard Bazaar Tiger. Okay. You'll go. Oath of Druids. I have Grafdigger's Cage. Flip Bazaar of Baghdad because I play Lizards. We cast that one. We draw a card for the turn. So you have a Maya Cradle, which means this lizard can attack for 3 this turn. Opponent falls to 13. And this is, again, let's hope they don't have an Oath of Druids in play. A Show and Tell in hand. So they can vamp for, essentially, Worldly Tutor for Atraxa this turn if they want to. They can't, okay? They draw a card. Unable to Scream on this guy. This is a weird card, isn't it? Polluted Delta, no cards in hand. I think I can still flip my Bazaars. Yeah. Wasteland Cradle. They've got Tundra. Wild. Let's play a Survival. Maybe that was bad. So they don't use the Oath again. They play a Mock Spell for the turn. Bazaar doesn't do anything, so we'll hold it for next turn. We'll attack with this lizard and pump it. They fall to 8. Still not using the Oath. They found that Brainstorm. They probe me to see another Bazaar, paying the mana. Strip mine. Sure. I guess he stripped my Tiger. Yep. That reduces the clock a bit, but I'm going to get to Tutor for creatures this turn. If I want to. If I draw a creature, I mean. Or the Mako, but I don't have red mana anymore. Oh well. Let's activate Bazaar, discarding a Marauding Mako. We will get a, I guess, just a lizard. Lizard. So discard one, get a lizard. Yeah, because I can put Hollow One into play, can't I? Discard lizard and cast it, because this is just going to be far too much board presence. I can get another lizard. Play Bazaar. Activate Survival. Discard lizard and play it. Cast a Hollow One. Opponent's dead on board, needs a miracle. One new. So Mako being a creature wins the game. No vamp from the opponent. Dig Through Time would make it sweaty, but they've got nothing. And we win. And so far, on our red-green deck, which honestly always loses to Doomsday and Oath, we're currently 3-0 against Doomsday and Oath. And, you know, I think you could argue that Marauding Mako has won every single game. Right, I'll see you for the next one. Okay, dokie nerds. Round 4, we're up against Letters and Numbers, and we're on the draw with a mulligan. So, turn 1 Collector Oof. Is that good? I think if we are not against Lurrus, no. Okay. I was going to say, if we know what our opponent's playing, then maybe, but they've revealed a Lurrus, so I don't think this is keepable in that day and age. Survival, kill your thing. This might have to be the thing that we do. But it's really bad. Put back Cradle, put back Cradle. Get Survival countered and cry. I don't know. This is rough. Let's go to 4. I've got a Bazaar. I'm going to keep this. Put back some lands. Say done. Over to you. They're on the play. So we will get another card back, which is nice. Got a Mox Jet. An Underground Sea. And probably just a frog. Yeah, cool. So over to us. We get a land. It's not very good though. Play a Bazaar and activate it. Discard Lizard, discard Spirit Guide, discard Foothills. Pitchcast Endurance, nothing happens. No, I think I need to keep the mana then. And just drop 2 lizards. Yeah, turn 1 frog is a bit too good for us, I feel. And none of those hands were like compelling enough for me to keep them, you know. So our Bazaar's gone. They've played a bauble. We're probably just going to strip their sea this turn. They push my guy. They take to the sky. They discard a force and negation. So if we draw a red card, we don't get to kill this frog. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, no, because they've got all the cards in the world. Just strip mine this Underground Sea and attack for 1. Hard to race a frog with just a lizard. I discard another negation. And a wasteland. And their 4/5 is just a bit too thick. They've got another wasteland. And I think we can go to the next one here. Okay. Lurrus of the Dream Den and turn 1 Psychic Frogs. Is any of this stuff good against them? Not really. Maybe the 2 Endurances have text. Chalice on the play is likely acceptable. But are the 2 endurances actually playable? I don't know if they are. So maybe I want to be on a more collector oof based plan. I can just drop like a spirit guide. The reason I immediately went to the endurances is they're just big. How does Marauding Mako interact with Orcish Bowmasters? I activate Bazaar and then they just flash in the Bowmaster and kill the Mako before the trigger goes on the stack, so it doesn't make a difference, it's already dead. Okay. And I usually do like the aggro vine list into Loris. I think it's a perfectly acceptable matchup a lot of the time. Like, close, but that was just... I don't know, our hands were non-functional. And they had a turn 1 frog, which I think is the perfectly acceptable game to be losing, right? So I'm probably going to keep this hand. So I can go Lotus, Oof, Lizard. Or I can go Lotus, Strip Mine. No. Let's cast Collector Oof. And then let's cast a Lizard. And then cast a Cradle. Cast a Cradle, play a Cradle. Underground Sea. Push my Oof. Sure. Play a bunch of Moxen. Yep. Grafdigger's Cage. Fine. And a Bauble. So do I want to strip them here? I guess I do. Yeah. I think Mana Denial is good. We'll attack for 1 and then pass the turn. They've got a Misty and a Bowmaster. We'll attack for 1. I presume I'm just supposed to pass, right? Or do I just let them Bowmaster my Lizard? I can't really allow that, but I don't know where else I'm going with my day if I don't play around the idea that they don't have a Bowmaster, you know? Like, I can't beat the Bowmaster, so I guess I just am supposed to play into it. Now, if they don't Bowmaster me, which they didn't, I top deck a Cradle, I can play a Vengevine. They've got a Wasteland. And they Wasteland my Tiger. And I draw a Wasteland. So I can attack for 4. I just don't think I'm able to play around Bowmaster at all at the moment. I just need to send stuff at them and try and get their life total down. They fetch. Again, Underground Sea. They have a Brainstorm. Brainstorm resolves. 5 cards in hand, and they do have a land drop, which is a shame. So, Gaia's Cradle allows us to cast a Vengevine. And I guess I just attack with only Vengevine, is that right? Yeah, because otherwise I just get absolutely bodied by a Bowmaster and I lose all my creatures. So, and they're just going to trade off with the Vengevine. ping and then double block. Yeah, that's fine by me, I think. Because they can't get their Bowmaster back with Lurrus later on. Because they've put a cage into play, so that's just gone. I appreciate my guy's gone as well, but I think I'm happy with that. They buy Lurrus. I'd like to draw a Wasteland. Oh, I've got a Wasteland. I'd like to draw any land then. Oh, they've got a Lotus. And then they put Lurrus into play. And then that's their turn, because they can't cast spells from graveyards, right? Yeah. Undercity Sewers. Pitches a Force of Will. So I can do this. Cast a Vengevine. Attack for 4. They block and trade. I waste your Underground Sea. And then it's your go. They've got 3 cards in hand. They strip mine my Cradle. So now I'm back to the Stone Age. And we attack. They're at 16. There's so much game left to play. This is horrible. Ah, and they've just got the Bowman. So now all my creatures die and I lose. Okay. They've got 1 card left. Maybe I'm not supposed to be spewing off these Wastelands. I'm just supposed to be sitting with lands in play. I don't know. It seems really hard to let everyone have all the mana all the time. So we'll wait a couple of turns before we deploy and play Bazaar. I don't think I've got any spot removal for enchantments in my deck, have I? I've got the 1/2/2. Cool, 1 more turn. Opponent hits us for 1 with the Bowmaster. Plays a Bauble. Bauble's me. They know what I'm drawing. They've got 3 cards in hand after this trigger. And they Ancestral themselves. Cool. So, Fury. I'm just going to pass. Because I want to keep the Fury, right? So I want to try and kill this Bowmaster at some point. Wasteland. Wasteland's my Bazaar. That's fine. I've got another one. They play a Frog, which we can't ever kill. I think we're good here. They've got 4 cards in hand. They've got a Frog rolling. I can't do anything. If I activate my Bazaar, I'm just going to get slaughtered by the Frog, by the Bowman sort of thing. So we do lose 1. We'll go to round 5. Okay, nerds. Final round. We're up against Singpan Man. Usually Doomsday or Merfolk. We're on the draw, hoping it's Merfolk because their creatures are dead and I've got a hollow one. So basic island and pass. Inconclusive. Could be either. There's another Cradle. We'll just roll out the Bazaar. Yeah. Give it a spin. Give it a go. Oof. Lotus. Lizard. So, Squee, Lizard, and one of the Cradles, I presume, are pretty decent discards. Say okay. Cast this. And cast a hollow one. Do I want to play an Oof or not? I don't think so. I think It depends on what they pitch. Tishadan's Tidebinder. So they pitched a Merfolk, which means they're playing Merfolk, obviously. So I guess I want to chill and consider the idea that I might be able to hardcast a Fury in the next turn or two. And if I do that, then all of their cards will go into the bin. They're going to wasteland my Bazaar, so some of my cards are going to the bin on the way through. So I'm just going to play... Well, I'm going to take a draw step and then decide, but... Oh, I get a squee as well. Banger. Yes, please. Another Collector Roof. So I'm going to go Wooded Foothills, and I'm going to pass the turn, and I'm not going to pump my Lizard with a thing. I'm just going to protect myself from Wasteland for a change. Opponent has an Otawara, and they're not doing anything, which is really annoying. So they're just building up to a True Name Nemesis. So I guess I can fetch. Play a Marauding Mako. See if that gets through. They could have Hexcatcher here, which is the Lord. It's a Flash Lord, which can counter spells. I still don't know if I'm casting this Collector Roof. I think I attack for 1 and see if they Flash block me. But then I wanted to commit to Collector Roof before that, didn't I? So they just take the 1. I really don't want to put an Oof in play when I'm trying to resolve a Fury. I think I still play the Cradle though. And then next turn I can do all of it, is that right? If I make a land drop. So Cavern of Souls, Merfolk, and then they just play nothing again. This is a very strange game. I'm going to play an Outland Liberator. And they Force of Will pat that pitching Force of Negation. Okay. We attack for 2 then. And now they've got a spell. Tishana's Tidebinder. Okay. They've got nothing to target. They've got 1 card in hand. They're going to eat the Mako. I'm going to pump the Lizard. And I'm going to then next turn be able to Fury them. And if they've got a True Name in play, by that point they've got a True Name in play. I don't want to use a Fury on just a Tidebinder. But do they have another Tidebinder? You know, all these questions. Looks like it. How many Tidebinders can one guy have? So, play a Lotus. Crack for red. Just cast the... No, I should play the land first and then cast the Fury. Like this. They've got Force of Will pitching, whatever that was, Hydrate Electric Specimen. Okay. Right, fine, and then next turn we'll just deploy the Collector Roofs and carry on with our day as if nothing happened. And we took all that time to not resolve a Fury into triple Force of Will. Cool. But they're Hellbent, so hopefully we can just go around them. So they get him for 3. They just rip a True Name? No, Thieving Skydiver. Okay, that's fine. I would like to play a Collector Roof. I would like to play a Collector Roof. Now I'm going to attack for 1. And then I'm going to wasteland one of their lands, probably just the Ottawara. Oh, they're going to trade off, that's cool. Wasteland your Ottawara. And the next turn we can cast Squee. So they attack for 3. We fall to 10. Oh, we can cast a Vengevine instead of a Squee. Seems better. We attack for 8. Opponent falls to 3. Well, that's if they don't have a flash blocker here. No. And now they're dead to the board, so they need something. That's an island. No attacks. Bazaar of Baghdad. Let's not play 2 headfirst into a Hull Breacher here. I think they have to trade everything off though, don't they? They've got Hull Breacher. Shard's Tidebinder. So Vengevine's going to die to something. You go to 1. So I'm going to be a bit knobby here. I'm going to cast Squee because it's a lethal threat, and then we can flip Bazaar, and if we hit a Lizard, our Vengevine comes back as well. And I'm going to come off the idea of card advantage and just try and push the game to be over. Don't hit a Lizard, but that's fine. I've got 2 lethal threats. Just assuming they can't produce 2 bodies in a turn here. They can't produce 1 body in a turn. Cool. So what do we want against the Merfolk strategy? I guess endurances are big and flying. And I don't really want to have Besage. I'm going to bring in Vigor or Claim. I'm going to bring in Claim. This guy on the draw. I don't think the oofs actually do much for us. And then a Squee. And the endurances are just big and block flyers. That's going to be my... It blocks all of the 3/2s, and they've got a lot of 3/2s. Tidebinder, Hull Breacher, Thieving Skydiver with a Lord in play. Genuinely just hoping to spend 3 mana on a blocker there. Probably not where I'm supposed to be. Probably should have more Furies post board if that's what I'm dreaming of in some matchups, is a 3/3 blocker. This hand is nonsense. I'm going to mulligan. This hand is the world. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to put back the survival. Right, so we can go Lotus Survival, discard a Lizard, get a Vengevine, activate Bazaar, put some Vengevines into play. Or, now hear me out here, we can go Lotus Marauding Mako, play a Lizard, play a Survival. I think I'm supposed to bottom the Mako, right? Nah, I'm going to drop the Survival. Opponent's kept 7 though. They've got an Emerald, a Cavern, and that's that. Cool. Another Survival. Let's cast a Lotus then. Non-creature spell. Interesting. So just going to pop it straight away. Fine. My Lotus is dead. I can't produce mana anyway, so I couldn't have played around that in actually any way. Unless I went for it on turn 2 sort of thing. So we'll discard Lizard. We'll discard Foothills. Do we just come off Cradle? What are we doing? Are we going Mako or are we going survival? I think I'm going to stick to the guns I had at the beginning and go for the Mako plan. So we cast the lizard. It is red and slippery. And then we cast a hollow one. And then we've got some power and toughness. We're going to dump more next turn. They've got a wasteland. I'm not going to dump more next turn, and I'm sad about the way I played my game. Probably just an attack for 5 and then play a Mako, right? Endurance. Banger. Glad it's here. Wish I'd played my land so I could threaten the 7 though. Flood Pit Drowner comes in. That taps this guy. I'm going to attack with the lizard anyway. No trades. Tiger Mako. I will admit, guys, I'd prefer to have a Cradle in my hand right now. So they've got another Cavern. So they've got some flashy merfolk thing. And they're just getting in for 2 first. I think that's fine. True name, sure. Let's just try and develop a survival through this nonsense then. They've got 2 cards left in hand. There's not a Force of Will. Okay. So the Mako should be able to outgrow the true name. In come the clowns. Do I want to block the Flood Pit guy? I guess that's fine. Flash Lord is annoying actually, but no, that just happens. And they've got, what the fuck is that? Mindspring Merfolk. Exhaust. Blue X and tap. Draw X cards, put +1 gun count on each Merfolk you control. Well, they're like so far from activating that, it's insane. Guy's Cradle is the top deck of the century. That's an exaggeration, but you get the idea. So we'll activate this, we'll discard an Endurance. Mako gets bigger. Ding dong, let's go. I'm going to get a Squee on the way through here, because it means that next turn I can start considering things like Fury. I'm not going to get Squee first of all, though. I want to get a Lizard first. Because that's going to pump my Cradle. They've got 2 cards in hand. Red or green Lizard, does it matter? No. But I'm going to get a green one, because the green one is going to pump toughness as well when it's attacking into this 1/1 here. So we discard Lizard. I've cast 1 creature spell this turn. So now I just chain Vengevines and kill them, right? Rather than fucking around with the idea of getting Squeeze and Furies in the future. Get a Vengevine. Play a Guy's Cradle. Tap it for 3 green. Discard a Vengevine. Mako's massive. Oh god, this is the dream. It's so cool. Get a Vengevine. Oh yeah. Look at how big the shark is. Discard a Vengevine. Oh, come back. That was fun. That was very fun. Okie dokie nerds. So that's a 4-1 with this fun survival list. I'm not sure about like in terms of it's. I don't think it's a tiered deck, right? Like, I think it's a lot of fun to play with these survival lists. Survival is a classic. But we did beat some matchups which are traditionally awful. So like Doomsday Oath are traditionally really bad for these green X Vengevine decks because you just don't have good answers for it. The Oath triggers, so you need to kill it right now and you need to resolve that disenchant through removal, or you need to somehow race an Atraxa, which we actually managed to do today, which is rare. Doomsday is usually just too fast for you, but we were able to be faster as well. Like, we did get good hands in those matchups. We lost to Lurus, which is always a problem. You kind of want a good Lurus matchup. I don't know if that was how it's always going to go, that sort of ruffle stomping that they gave us. Because I found the aggro vine lists to be acceptable against Lurus. Like, I don't mind being in that matchup. Which is this is like a variant of, right? But maybe maybe those things like the Hex Drinkers or the Pox Walkers are the things that really do make the difference and make me feel like I'm involved in the game. Whereas that game against Letters and Numbers, I just didn't feel involved at all. So, and then we beat Merfolk at the end with that super sick line where the Mako's growing and we're just surviving for Vengevine after Vengevine after Vengevine. We get Hollow 1, we bring everything back, our opponent dies, and it was great. And I had a lot of fun doing that. In the end, 4-1, which I'm happy with. Cool league, cool new card. Don't know if it's going to stick around. The main issue with it is that we need to enable it. I can't get it on screen. What's going on? To enable it, we need Bazaar and a red mana. I did think about coming off of the survivals and playing red spirit guides so that we've got that sort of more reliable explosive spirit guide into activation. But then I don't know what I'm doing with these slots. Red mana makes the Collector Roofs worse, and you're going to need to. So you kind of have to go into Null Rods, and then I don't know what other red threats we kind of want. Right, Fury costs 1 billion mana, so that's not cool. You could play, like, all the good red cards cost 3, right? I don't want to cast Blood Moons. I could cast like a Bombardier. Broadside Bombardier, that will kill stuff. That will kill people. And then Fury's not an embarrassment, actually. But that's 3 mana. And I don't know if we put... like, and you're losing the Cradles as well, right? So, like, yeah, a red build I really struggled to come up with. But yeah, anyway, 4-1 with a Survival of the Fittest list. Had a lot of fun. New cards are cool, but I'm going to play it more to decide whether I actually like it or not, I think is the summary. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. Take care.